So a very good evening to all my dear friends. So we have another successful candidate with us today, and Hemant is my one of my favorite from starting only. He was quite serious. He was consistent. Consistency is the key. Stands correct for Hemant also because I know him from starting only. He was practicing. He was regular in all the initiatives. So congratulations, Hemant, for making into Nabard 2022 select list. My heartiest congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so Hemant will talk to you in this toppers talk of 2022 Nabard successful candidates, and we'll try to know more about this examination and what has clicked for you and what has not clicked for you. We will try to differentiate so that it helps in this year's preparation to the aspirants. So first of all, if
Sir,
you can give a brief idea that have you given this examination earlier, Nabard, or this was the first attempt?
no, sir. So it was my first attempt, and I started preparing from 1st of July. And in the first attempt itself, with your guidance and blessings, I was able to clear it.
Good, good. So again, Hemant is aspirants, all my dear friends who are watching on this video. He has cracked in first attempt. I think I'm interviewing. You are the fourth candidate today I'm interviewing who has cracked in first attempt. So many first attempt people are there this time. What is your educational background, Hemant, and how did you do you face any problem with your educational background in relation to this examination?
Sir, after completing my schooling from Dholpur, I moved to Dehradun, where I completed my graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering. And in 2018, I started preparing for civil services. So I was in Delhi for 3 years. And this year in 2022, I appeared for this Nabard exam, and I cleared it in the first attempt.
Okay. Hemant, being an engineer, see, there is a dilemma in the minds of engineers, uh, right? And there is fear also that this examination is all about agriculture. Uh, Being an engineer, it's not my cup of tea. So, what message would you like to give them to motivate such people?
Sir, I believe that if I talk about myself, when I started preparing for this exam, first I looked into the previous year questions, and I read the syllabus very carefully. And I realized that if you're applying from the generalist post, there is no such specialization required. If you will follow the topics, if you will study smartly, and if you won't dwell too much deep into the subjects like ARD, and
Hmm.
would pick good sources and go with multiple revisions, then it doesn't matter which background you are from, you can easily clear this exam. But at the same time, you must be aware of the fact that competition is very close. So you should not waste your time in going too much deep about the exams. Just go through the previous year questions and the demand of the exam, and then your sources matters a lot. So this fear should not be there to stop you from clearing this exam.
Right, right. And if your intent is clear and you're up to the mark, and if you're going in right direction, I think
So
it's very much achievable for anybody, not only from agriculture, but from technical
yes,
people.
sir.
Last year, also technical people, person from engineering background was the topper. So this year, maybe the same. Let's see what happens. But
Yes, sir.
it can be everybody's cup of tea.
Yes, sir. It's your background doesn't matter. The way you prepare your journey and your consistency and your smart planning is what makes you successful. This is what I believe, and this helped me in cracking the exam. And um, more importantly, I would like to thank the mentorship which I got, because sometimes you are studying but we get lost in a way. So some direction is there, so you get pinpointed focus, and you know that what mistakes you are making. So that mentorship is very important to clear such exams in the first attempt.
Right. Hey, but you're telling about the planning, right? Just now. So, any specific plans you are having for this examination throughout the process?
Sir, as I said, first I went through the previous year questions, and I realized that there are some areas which I need to focus upon. And like if I talk about ARD, then I realized that in topics like plantation, animal husbandry, and horticulture, whatever content I was getting from uh, you, that was enough. So even I bought some books, but I realized that I need not to dwell too deep into it, because and revision and multiple test is the key to it. So I stick to that process. And talking about other part in ESI as well, I realized that current affairs, PIB and all matters a lot. So I focused much on that. So I used to read a syllabus every day. Like you, I remember you taught us to cover the syllabus word by word. So I focused on that, and this is what I did in the mains as well. Like if I am reading about globalization, of if I'm reading about inflation, so like in edge social justice topic is there. So I would make sure that every each and every term of the syllabus is covered. Only then I will move to answer writing and other things. So syllabus is the key, and you should plan very well. Like my rule has always been that whatever I will be reading, I would make sure that I would always in a position to revise it at least 4 to 5 times. And I appeared in multiple tests. Like we used to have a weekly test and test of schemes after 3 and 4 days. So I took them
Right.
very seriously, and that gave me a feeling of competition. I always wanted to be in the top 5 and top 10 in the leaderboard. So that helped me in revising very well. And this I realized when I was appearing for the exam. I saw that my accuracy and speed has improved a lot by appearing those multiple mocks. So I believe that one should give tests regularly and revise very well.
Right. So all the aspirants, see, it's a clear cut message. हेमंत ने जो message दिया है बिल्कुल clear cut है. That he always used to give the test. He always has an aspiration to be top 5 in the leaderboard. आए चाहे नहीं आए ये अलग बात है, बट अगर आप रेगुलर दे रहे हो, दे के कुछ ना कुछ सीख रहे हो, एक क्वेश्चन अगर आपने सीखा एक टेस्ट के साथ, हो सकता है वही क्वेश्चन आ जाए, दैट क्वेश्चन में
Sure.
गेट रिपीटेड इन एग्जामिनेशन और आपको आगे लेके चला जाएगा. तो कभी भी ऐसा मत करना कि दे लेंगे यार, दे लेंगे. ठीक है, ये एटीट्यूड आई एम टेलिंग दिस इज नॉट गुड फॉर ऑल द एस्पिरेंट्स, राइट? यू शुड डू इट ऑन दैट डे ओनली. मैक्सिमम एक डे का आप टाइम लो, बट यू शुड बी रेगुलर. डू नॉट कंपाइल टेस्ट अपन टेस्ट, फिर लास्ट में जाके हिम्मत कभी वो होता
Yes,
नहीं
sir.
है कंप्लीट अगर आप नहीं
And
करोगे.
sir, one more thing I would like to add on to this, that when I was appearing for those tests, so they themselves became a source of revision for me. Because in the last, if I want to revise everything in a span of 10 to 12 hours, then I would go through those tests. So I would see them those solutions, and whatever I was lacking in, whether it is about current affairs or GA, so those solutions itself became a source for me. So I used them very well. Before moving to other platforms, I made sure that whatever I have over here, first I would uh, prepare it very well. Only then I will touch some other source. So tests are very I feel they give you a feeling of competition, and they make you to be in the process. So they are very important. This is what I believe. So
Okay. So Hemant, now coming on to prelims aspect, I will just point out the specific things to you. One factor is decision making, how you cope up with it in the prelims.
sir, for decision making, I saw your video where you provided us a PDF. So I saw that video twice. I understood the terms and concepts which were there. Then I appeared in around 4 to 5 tests were there in your course. So apart from that, sir, I did nothing. I just revised that PDF 3 to 4 times, and even before the day of my exam, and that only helped me to clear the that
Good,
section decision making.
good. And what you have done for ARD section in the prelims?
Okay. So the first, before every PDF, you used to conduct a session where you would guide us like what we need to skip and what we need to focus upon. So first, I would watch your session, then I would revise those PDFs very well. And when I was very confident that I have I have learned a lot from this and I have good knowledge, then I bought a book as well, Sunda book, but I did not read that. I used that very selectively, hardly 50-60 pages I used. So that was all for ARD, and there were some topics like for farm mechanization and all. So you used to conduct a classes for them. So I cleared my concepts on those, and I also used YouTube revision sessions as well to cover the ARD. So, but again, same rule that I was always in a position to revise at least 4 to 5 times.
Mhm. That is important. Revision is first, and revision is also the key for this examination. Now coming on to the mains preparation, Hemant, if you ask about when you started your mains preparation, just after prelims or you waited for the result?
Sir, as soon as I appeared in the prelims, I remember I texted you the next day that, sir, I am very sure about my selection, and I asked you to start the main session as early as possible. And so, sir, I was reading. I remember you conducted a session where you asked us to make notes on topic wise, like go through the topics and
Right.
make crisp notes of 1 or 2 pages. So first I did that work, and after that answer writing was started on your portal daily, 2 answers, 3 answers. So I used to attempt those, and I remember you gave me a very positive feedbacks. So that really helped me. And PDS question was already discussed in your mentorship program, and fishery you said that it is very important this year, and PM Matsya Sampada Yojana was asked. So I made sure that I was using the sources which you were providing to me very well. And apart from that, I appeared in the full mock test. I wrote a very 7 8 full complete mock test. So I did a lot of answer writing. But again, before the result was out, I was in a very decent position. And then I started revising, and this is the key of this exam. I believe this is what one should do. One should not wait for the notification, then my whether my prelims will be cleared or not. One should do
Mhm.
very well enough that he or she is very confident that now I am going to the next stage. And because everyone will be studying after the results are out, so this gives you a lead, and you should have a belief. So start early as possible. So
Right.
that was my strategy for mains.
Now coming on to the mains, what is your take on English paper, English subject?
So, for English paper, first what I did was for essay, I prepared some general topics like women empowerment in technology, like 5G related, cryptocurrency related, and unemployment, some general topics, agriculture, organic farming, some issues. So I made notes on them, like 1 page notes, 7 8 plus points, some pros, some cons, and data on that. And then I write essays in the stipulated in the mentioned time. That was my strategy for English paper. And I sent you my one of my essay on 5G, I remember, and you also gave this in your course. So that was my that was how I prepared for the essay paper. I wrote around 10 to 15 essays before
Mhm.
appearing in the final exam. And like climate change I prepared, so that was in the real exam. So so I believe if one stick to the previous year questions
Mhm.
and go follow the syllabus very religiously, and prepare 15 20 general topics which are very contemporary in every exam. And I also went through the UPSC paper, what they are asking, because PDS question was asked, and you put that question in the group, so I got an idea, okay, that can also happen. So
Mhm.
you should not distract yourself, rather uh, do the general things very well, and that would help you to crack the exam, because this is the key, I believe, sir.
One more thing, Eamon. What happens in main examination is that people, in name of descriptive, they ran behind the descriptive air, and they forget the objective thing. And I
Sir,
think objective is only the main thing that converts your final
yes, sir.
conversion.
Sir.
So, how was your objective in the mains, and have you prepared or earlier knowledge came into play? What you have done? Anything special for objective in mains?
Sir, I used to plan my day very well. Like I used to keep a slot of 3 to 4 hours for objective only. In one slot, I would be preparing for a descriptive for ARD answer, and I made sure that I am also reading the. So first, I went through the PDFs which I read of clarity in the prelims, and then I covered all the reports. Like you put 50 60 pages report on that, so I
Mhm.
read that very well. And apart from that, some mini topics are there like budget, census, survey. So I made sure that these mini topics are very well covered. And in objective, sir, I enrolled in many multiple mock tests. I appeared in all the mock test of Clarity. I used the platforms of free sessions of other, but only when I was confident that I have utilized the material of Clarity very well, because
Right.
this was my primary source, and because I was not working, so I had a good enough time to focus on other subjects, and I did not want to take any risk. I wanted to crack it in the first attempt itself. And so I used to ask you very regularly, sir, I have covered this topic now, can I use other sources as well, sir? So that was my strategy. I appeared in multiple tests. I wrote more than 40 tests in 7 to 8 platforms. I bought the test series, and I
Mhm.
revised the test series of Clarity in the last. So this was my strategy for the objective paper. So revision,
Right.
test, and
Mhm.
the sources which you are have, make sure that do not diverse your sources unless and until you are able to revise them in the last 3 to 4 days or before the real exam. This has always been my mantra for this exam.
Right. See, this is all the aspirants listening to this. This is what I always used to say in the mentorship program also. See, in MCQ part, you can gain more marks if you practice more and more MCQs. Maybe that
Yes,
if
sir.
I am teaching, I may miss out in some topic. It happens.
So
So you may be gaining from other sources as well. It's not applicable to descriptive, but it's quite applicable to the MCQ. MCQ
yes,
try to solve as many as, but as Hemant said, your primary source should be completed. Then only try to
only then.
diverge your view.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
that is a
Because
very good message.
yes, because sir, I believe, sir, if someone is following whatever particular coaching institute, like if I talk about Clarity, then you have everything over here. You will find adequate content. But if you feel like you can shift to other sources, but very smartly, because I never used any sources very extensively. Just 30 to 40, I would pick some good things. Okay, this is what I was missing, because I wanted to score high in every stage of examination. This was always my mantra. So if you feel like you can move, then otherwise, whatever sources you are sticking to, use them very well. Even then you can crack the exam.
Right. One more thing the student frequently asks me about the word limit in the real examination descriptive. So, did you satisfied all the word limits, or what was your
So
word limit in both 10 and 15 mark questions?
Sir, when I started my answer writing on Clarity portal, I remember you used to give us 22 minutes for a particular question. So in the starting, I remember I could finish only 1.5 question or 2 questions out of three, because um, so many things are coming to your mind. But writing, that is a challenge. So, but with time, as I practiced more and more answers, my speed increased. So in the real exam, I wrote more than 1700 words. I wrote 1720 words around. So in the question of 600 marks, I crossed 500 words, and in a question of 400 marks, I crossed 350 limit. And I had said this in my mind that I would be writing only relevant things. I wrote in points, and as you said, like highlight the important things, write them in capital. So I made sure that I am following that strategy very well, because that answer needs to be planned. Just just for the sake of increasing the word limit, you cannot write everything. That matter should be relevant. But as I have prepared those questions before very well, so I have a very good content though. So that's how I could increase my word limit in the real exam.
Mhm.
So uh, yes, sir.
Right, right, right. And how was your overall interview experience in part?
So sir, I appeared in many mock interviews before the real one, and last
So
one
official, how was it? How was it official? What experience?
official.
What message you will give to the candidates from your official interview?
Sir, around 50 to 60% questions were those which I had prepared before, and the real interview, like they were asking some questions regarding my work ex, and why are you choosing Nabard after 4 years, and would you be able to manage? So that was the question I had, but it went well. I prepared very well in the mocks and before the interview. So I could see the reaction of panel members. They were nodding their hands. I could see the panel members agreeing to my answer. So that gave me a satisfaction. Three 2-3 questions were there which I could not answer. I took my time and I simply said, no, sir, I will definitely read about it. So I did not bluff anything. I just said relevant things, and it went well. It went well. I shared my experience with you, and you said you will definitely get good marks. So I was very happy. So it went
See,
on the
one thing,
expected.
all the aspirants listening out, see, all the aspirants listening out to Hemant, I will say that, see, this is the sort of humble, down to earth personality I want from every candidate. How he is speaking, how his posture is, what is his tone of speaking. This all matters in not only in Nabard, if you go for UPSC, state PSC, or any interview. This overall package, I would say, what Hemant has for interview, this should be there for all the candidates. This I mean to say whenever I see, even मैं हमेशा बोलता था सबको कि you have down to earth personality, उनको सॉरी बोलिए, नो बोलिए, डू नॉट ब्लफ,
Sir,
ये चीज झलकता था हेमंत में. ये आप सीख सकते हैं हेमंत के इस पूरे इंटरव्यू से, कैसे वो बात कर रहा है, कैसे अपनी बातों को रख रहा है, प्रेजेंट कर रहा है. दिस इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेन गुड मार्क्स इन इंटरव्यू. सो आई एम pretty much sure that you'll be getting good marks, Hemant, due to your overall personality.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And my last question to you, Hemant, any 2-3 things you'd like to suggest for this year's aspirant?
Okay. So first thing is that they should start now, should not wait for the notification. And second is again, pick your sources very selectively and do not run behind big bulky books, and pick your sources. Look into the syllabus, demand of the exam, and then revise very well, maximum number of times. Do not move to other sources unless and until you have revised, and do appear for that test very regularly. Listen to your mentor, attend his sessions, more importantly live sessions, because we have a habit to skip we either make it to 1.5x or 2x. So stick to the sessions, and trust in your mentor because he has a experience in this exam, and use this experience to crack the exam. Otherwise, if you will start doing so many things, that would be a blunder. So again, revise, maximum number of tests, pick your sources selectively, and be confident about it. Like you can make it first attempt, second attempt. These things should not bother you. Anyone can clear it in the first attempt if he
Right.
is smart enough with these basic things. Do the basic things very smartly, then move to the next level. So this is what one should aim for, and this is a very golden period to start with. Uh, and anyone from any background can clear this exam.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hemant, that's all. Thanks for your time and giving out your views to how to crack this examination. Thank you very much,
So
and my well wishes to you for your all your future endeavors.
thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot, sir.
Okay, okay.
So,